Okay, let's see. Let's see, settings.
Hi guys.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's see.
Most of the
Card. Let's see. Quick shots. Okay. Copy. Paste. Oh, that's too much. Hmm. Okay, let's type it. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to start with a situational block. Okay, well, during this live stream, there is literally no one in here watching yet, so I'll just start explaining. If you guys happen to find this video and rewind all the way to the back, then let me start off explaining what is a situational one block. Um, so situational blocks are basically a way to get to indicate different types of scenarios and applications that techniques can be used in the video tutorial. So to begin, usually, let's see, yeah, I would start with playing the
So we can
video.
set up a couple of armbars off here. I would say it's the same.
And we're checking out a video called Craig Jones, the half guard Choi bar. Yeah, it caught my eye because, I always kind of want to figure out how to execute the Choi bar in my roles whenever I get the chance. So, yeah, let's get started.
Armbar, but there's two different ways to get your knee out. So when they're going for this,
So we're starting off at 11. So you need to hit off this kind of method or whatever this is. I usually capture the timestamp. So timestamp of the video beginning. If I'm observing this, yeah, obviously he's in half guard and bottom position and trying to kind of defend against this guy holding back. So I would do 0011 for the timestamp, right? So the reason why we start off with timestamps is because timestamps are usually a way to timestamps are used as reference just in case if the code that I am deciphering or what was it? My brain's kind of just in case if the code that I am reviewing that it's too complicated to decipher or that I completely forgot what it means during the reviewing process. This way I can save some time and hassle looking for the part that I'm missing more easily. So after I write code and in the future when I get the chance to review this card, um, yeah, I could use the timestamp to look for the part of the video to rewatch to remember what I am missing. Hopefully that makes sense, but yeah. Okay, I start writing the code with my step block. Let's see. So how I would describe this as in a non-verbal or little information as I can to kind of give my brain hints to later on try to figure out what it means is that yes, I would try to convert the knowledge that I'm confronted with in this video tutorial. I would convert it into this code form. So how I would convert looking at this into code form would be, let's see, if he's on low position like that, so I would have to describe it as his arms framing here, and his two legs are framing this one leg to push him back. And that's really important. So, oops. There we go. So let's see, 2 frames there. So let's see, go over plus keep safe plus go over plus keep safes. So this is basically blocks, what I call blocks. Basically, I convert the knowledge that I'm confronted with into this code form, converting the complex information into blocks. Let's see. And this equals frame. So go over keep safe equals close the position. Let's see, right here, closing the position of these 2 frames together to hold them back. And that is plus frame. So yeah, this is how I kind of initially described his 2 legs, framing this one leg to push him back. Again, the less descriptive you are, the more your brain can think and make connections to figure it out. So this is the aim. So in the future, when I look at this, my job is to make connections until I finally figure out what it means. So that plus, let's see, and I gotta describe this arm going across his neck like this. So let's see, this, I'm put parentheses here to make it more organized. Parentheses are a way to group the blocks together when necessary, combining all the blocks into one block. This helps with the organization of thinking. Yeah, especially when it comes to making linking blocks. So hopefully further down the line of the video, I'll explain it more. Let's see. So this one. So go over. Keep safe. If no, go over. Sweet spot equals frame. Oh right, hold on. Let's push away. Yeah, equals frame plus make distance equals safety position.
Crossface here.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to go.
Oh, okay. So on, let me see, 14, 12.
I want you to go.
Okay. So at 11, 13. Hmm. Let me see. Yeah. Hold on. Try to think. Okay. Step 2. This next line of code. So essentially, either he lost the framing with that arm, or he just setting him up for this. I would describe it as this way. So anticipate opponent, which is what you're anticipating this guy on top of you to be doing, equals move forward plus push away, and organize that. Press put a 2 to indicate that this is what the your opponent is doing if he was in this position. So this 2 is just to make it clear that this is not what you're doing, it's what your partner or your opponent is doing. Let's see. So anticipate moment equals move forward plus push away plus equals take opportunity equals. So this is not a loss. This is more taking opportunity to start doing what Craig Jones is doing. Is he's clasping his arms, doing something from here.
Not palm to palm,
Okay, not pantomime.
but I want you to go above.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, so I would add another timestamp indicating that you shouldn't do palm to palm, but rather than doing this sort of wrist lock type of grip.
Not palm to.
Okay, and where was the time? Okay, 14. Take opportunity. Zero zero 14. Hmm. Let's see. Step. Oh no, it's not a step. This is going to be part of step 2. So to indicate that, I wouldn't put a step sign in front of it. So I would put a warning equals not strong. It's less than more stronger equals 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 there more stronger. Take opportunity. Okay, warning. Size. I'm gonna add another. Take opportunity equals close the position. So closing the position is can mean any kind of abbreviation. It gets my brain thinking of okay, why am I closing a position in this section of alignment code? So he's closing the position with his arms, like doing a grip, right? Or if he was in guard and he had both legs wrap around the guy and it's crossed over, his feet are crossed over, locking the guy in place, then I would consider describing that as closing the position. Okay. So yeah, these blocks that I make, they again aren't meant to be too descriptive. Um, or really giving out the answer. It's more of, yes, it gets you thinking and making connections until you finally figure out the answer on your own. So you think of it like, um, have you ever played that game where you hold a picture or word above your forehead? You don't know what the word or picture is, so you rely on the other players to figure it out. That's basically what I'm doing to myself. Because again, when you're playing that sort of game, your goal is to get the person who has that word or picture above their forehead to get them constantly thinking and making connections until they finally figure out the answer on their own. But if you just give the answer um, to their face, it doesn't really get their gears grinding. It doesn't. Like your brain is if it's easily given to the brain, it's easily forgotten. So my approach is that it's not too hard where it's like you're frustrated, but it's stepping towards that closed zone of it's giving enough, but it's effective. So if you just look at this code right here, it's honestly looks confusing. Yeah, I know. But for me, when I write it this way, and whenever in the future I happen to see this code, I yeah, I would start to work to try to decipher why I wrote it this way and what it means. So in the future, I can be like, oh yeah, this first step, the first step is yes, this is reading this line of code. I can think, yeah, based on the title, half guard Choi, yeah, this first line of code is in half guard position, and you're because yes, this is what leads my brain to think otherwise. Step two is basically the same thing. The next step is yes, what am I doing? What is involving my partner or my opponent to do this? Moving forward, push away, and that gives me opportunity to take opportunity to close the position. So I'm connecting these blocks together. That makes sense to me, where it fits the context of for me to logically guess and connect it with the correct way of thinking that fits the context of the video demonstrated. So I can say yes, when my opponent pushed away in this certain position right here, that's my opportunity to let go and clasp to start setting up this Choi bar. And I look at this section right here. Warning, not strong, is less than more secure or more stronger. Well, MS is more stronger. And I can start to think, what's more stronger? And I'm thinking, well, does it have to do with the grip? You know what? I should probably add a linking block. So to make more sense, because yeah, less information is in a way better, but you gotta hit that sweet spot where it's enough information for your brain to start thinking and working, but it's not too much information where it gives the answer and make it too obvious for the brain to not work to get it. Because it's more memorable if your brain just work to get it, right? But if it's too hard and doesn't make sense, it's not effective for this kind of line of code, it doesn't give enough information, then it's not bad to add just a little more description, but not too clear, but more in a cryptic way. Okay, so let's see. Hmm. Closing the position, warning. So I'm gonna make a linking block. Sorry, my brain is just like zoning out for a second. Let's see. Yeah, but this is over my first live stream, so whoever happens to come across this video, welcome to the stream, but overall, no one's here, or someone's watching, who knows. But yeah, just send a chat if you're watching, say hi or whatever. I mean, yeah. Anyways, welcome to the stream. Okay, linking block, okay, before I start going off a tangent. Okay, so linking blocks are a way to link and connect specific steps and sections of lines of code with other steps and sections of code. So if I have a line of code that I want to continue my thinking or branch off from, say this line of code, I want to make sure that it really pinpoints a specific part of that line of code to help the brain think and continue the idea of deciphering what it means. Then I do this. Situation one, think of it as like a bookmark in a way to help your thoughts. Step two, dash, and how many blocks? 1, 2, 3, 4. On the fourth block, oh man, why did I do that? On the fourth, wait, what's going on? Oh, okay. Fourth block. Equals warning. So this thinking block is basically to say at situation one, which is right here, at step two, going down here, at the fourth block, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm supposed to figure out what's the warning, which is not strong, but is lesser than more stronger, and what is more stronger. So I would have to think, looking at this one, closing the position, and if I link it to here of closing these two wrists right here, then I would eventually figure out, oh, that means don't clasp your arm like this, clasp it like this. It's much better. But who knows? I mean, we're only like 15 seconds into the video, so let's keep going.
The palm, but I want you to go a butterfly style grip. I want you to go as high up on the shoulders.
Oh, okay. Idea. So the highest part of the video, let's see, the highest point of the shoulder is more ideal. So at 20 right here, sweet spot equals ideal. The sweet spot is up as high as right here on the shoulder. So that's why I'm thinking. Sweet spot, ideal. I'm trying to think.
Possible. And the emphasis of this grip is going to be pulling that shoulder down.
Okay.
That's the key to this armbar here. It's the key to the control over this position. If I grab the grip and their shoulder's high, they turn their thumb to a strike.
So 29. 0, 29. Zero, 29. So again, continue the idea is that you have to pull down in order to gain control. So how do I make that into blocks, right? So we're just starting a new line of code, and the best way to indicate that is when I put a new step block in there. So that's a new refresh. Plus, let's see, whatever. Let me see. Step 3. Damn. If you guys have watched my other videos, where I made this series of breaking information into this code form, whenever you see the cuts I make, right, because I always, when post-editing, right, I take the footage and I throw it into DaVinci Resolve, and I start to edit, I cut a lot of pauses and thinking. So it just like, sometimes my mind just goes wandering in a tangent, and it's in a weird way, I guess all my life I've been kind of a bit like autistic in a weird way. And I guess, there's like a spectrum of it, of course. But I find that taking notes this way really helps me to control it, right? So if my mind goes out somewhere, and I get distracted easily, who knows why, right? In the middle of this note-taking process I do, eventually, when I kind of come out of that trance, I would look at this note again. I'd be like, and it just clicks back again into place. Like, oh, this is where I left off, and it's like my mind, my brain, when it looks at this code, it just completely remembers where I left off. I don't know. It This note taking method of mine is pretty effective, and I find it helps me. But who knows? It helps other people. I mean, if anyone ever tries this note or a version of it, or maybe they take my inspiration of how I do it and do a version that is even more effective, who knows? But yeah, I mean, comment down or send me a message if it works for you. Who knows? Step 3. Hmm. Okay, so where we left off again, because I went to in a tangent again. Step 2, sweet spot equals ideal. Step 3, okay, yeah, it's the idea of pulling down. Pull towards equals hold down is greater than warning equals ESC2. So how I interpret this? Well, if I don't pull down, pull towards equals hold down. Um, like meaning that I don't hold my opponent down, it'll be a greater warning. This is a greater means this is better. Um, I should be doing this, or that the worst outcome is that it's warning and my opponent escapes this lock hold. So what Craig Jones is about to describe in later on this video, I guess, is that if he doesn't hold and keep pressure, oh, I should add keep pressure, pull towards plus keep pressure. If he doesn't pull this arm down towards him and keep pressure of locking this guy down, this guy's gonna rip his arm out and escape. So that's what this line of code means: is pull towards, keep pressure, hold down, warning, and escape. So which outcome would you rather have? This is why I put the less than greater sign. And this is basically to indicate a relationship and conflict between the blocks, and which one would you prefer, this or that. I mean, honestly, guys, I would prefer this position right here.
Well, they pull it out that way. They turn their thumb up and slip their elbow back.
Yep. Well,
But when we pull their shoulder down, it's hard for them to rotate their thumb back to the sky and clear their arm.
huh? Yeah. Hmm.
Here. So this grip
I should hold down equals take away. So you're taking away their ability to escape.
is all about pulling straight down. So we want their shoulder below their elbow as best we can. And that's what's going to make it hard for them to turn their thumb up and slip it out. But if the shoulder's high, this rotation's super easy, and they'll duck their elbow out. So once we get here, once we secure this grip again, with the butterfly, we're pulling down. Some guys won't anticipate what's going to come next. So our right knee, our knee shield knee, is going to come around their head. And some guys won't even be ready for this. They won't be blocking with their other hand. So we can start to hip out, swing this leg over their head, but we're still keeping the shoulder as low as possible here.
Oh.
Get that right next to their head here. So we're not going to probably
Okay, that's awesome right there.
start to hip out.
Okay, so at one, let's see, hold on, let me just make sure.
Be blocking with their other hand. So we can start to hip out.
I'll just say it's 118. So this is step 4, entering new line of code. Taking opportunity equals hold on, take away, hold position. I'm adding a new right there, a new block. Take opportunity equals what? Okay. Hmm. Hold on. What time is it? Okay. Take opportunity equals yes. You're gonna let go plus move back plus back equals move back. And then once he let goes of this frame, it moves back. Let's see. Hold on.
Swing this leg over.
Okay. 121. 121. Hmm. Yep. Hold on. Step 5. Step 5 equals take opportunity equals yep. Go around plus go over plus sweet spot plus keep safe. Okay. Equals preferred position. Okay.
Over the head, but we're still keeping the shoulder as low as possible here. We're gonna get that right next to the head here. So we're not gonna pummel the foot straight for the armbar first. What we're trying to do is we're gonna keep the shoulder low, and the force we're gonna apply is gonna rotate that thumb in the right direction for the armbar. But what we need to do, we need to straighten our leg, thrust our inner thigh here onto the back of their shoulder, and connect our left hand as close to our hip as possible here. You see how we've rotated
Oh. Huh. Okay. That's pretty sick.
onto the back of their shoulder and connect our left hand as close to our hip as possible here. Thigh here onto the back of their shoulder. What we need to do, we need to straighten our leg, thrust our inner thigh here onto the back of their shoulder and connect our left hand as close to our hip as possible here.
Okay, 140. You know what? 148. Okay, so let me see. 148. Okay. Step 6 equals. So he literally. I have to rewind that one more time.
And connect our left hand as close to our hip as possible here. You see?
Oh, okay. Take opportunity equals. Go over again. Plus sweet spot. Go over plus sweet spot. Take our money is goes go over plus sweet spot. Goes. Let's go around. Go around equals better precision plus more pressure. MP for more pressure. Okay. And I'm going to add another one. Plus frustrate. I mean, the reason why I added this block, this abbreviation, is that if you're this guy right here and you're having your arm like this while legs pushing down on your shoulders, yeah, that would cause you to be frustrated. You know what I mean? So that's why I use this block. So I'm going to organize this just a little bit. Okay, so take over, go over, take opportunity, go over, plus sweet spot, go around. So that's what he's doing. He's taking over his sweet spot. He's going around the arm more, turning this thumb right here. And it's obviously a better position than this one right here. And it's more pressure. Plus, it frustrates your opponent when they're in this position because they'll be panicking. They'll be trying to fight while you're, progressing forward with this Choi bar.
See how we've rotated the thumb here the other way? We're super heavy on the shoulder here, so they can't pull their arm out. Then we're going to pummel our foot inside. And then we're going to pummel our foot in.
158. Wait a minute. Hold on. Yep, 158.
Inside.
Okay. Go under plus keep safe equals more secure. Yeah, more secure equals PRP. Prepare. Of course.
And all the way through to the far hip.
Whoa. Wait, hold on.
Foot inside. And all the way through to the far.
Oh. Okay, he's literally. Oh, that's awesome. Deep plus keep safe equals more secure. There we go. That's how I would describe that. He's going under, deep to that sweet spot of keeping it safe in there.
Our hip.
Okay.
Not letting go of our hip until we have the thumb. Once we have the thumb.
Wait a minute. Oh.
So they can't pull their arm out. Then we're going to pummel our foot inside. and all the way through to the far hip, not letting go of it.
203. So when did he let go of this grip? I mean, of course, he's obviously using this hand to start pointing and being more descriptive of what's going on. Yeah, so when did he let go of that arm? Okay, he starts using this grip to grip the hip. Okay, that makes sense. 150.
See how we've rotated the thumb here the other way? We're super heavy on the shoulder here, so they can't pull their arm out. Then we're gonna pummel our foot inside.
Shoot. So take off and go over. Okay, so at 148, that's when he locks this right here. Locks this to the hip. Okay. Uh, better precision. Oh, come on. So take off and go over, sweet spot, go around. This is for the leg. Plus go over. Plus I'm gonna say let go. Plus go over. Plus keep safe. Plus keep contact. Close the position. And this is going to be a timestamp at on.
And all the way through to the far hip, not letting go of our hip until we have the thumb. Once we have the thumb, they can't rotate their hand.
Wait, what?
Thumb here the other way. We're super heavy on the shoulder here, so they can't pull their arm out. Then we're gonna pummel our foot inside and all the way through to the far hip, not letting go of our
203. So this is another thing that I do as I'm taking notes is sometimes he forgets to leave other details like this where it's kind of late where you don't notice. I like to kind of take the timestamp of that where he's has explained this part right here of gripping his hip to still lock the position down. So I would probably put it here. 203. So whenever in the future when I come to review this card again, I look at this, take opportunity, go over, sweep it, go around, and that's just basically to explain the leg going around to hold down the person. And then at the same time, there's not another thing he does is let go over, keep safe, keep calm, and that's the grip and closing the position because he's technically still closing this position, right? There's no space to really like. There's no opening for this arm to be pulled out, and it's literally just making contact. So it's literally closing the position. As you see the circle right here. So, and I put a time reference, timestamp right there, just in case if I'm looking at this, I'm kind of still confused, or I can always come back and review this part of the code right here.
hip until we have the thumb. Once we have the thumb,
Okay, so he lets go at the thumb.
until we have the thumb.
Okay, 204. Okay, let's see. 204. Yep, he goes over to Oh yeah. If equals restrain right here. Restrain. Because yeah, with this arm right here, you're going over to keep safe right here, and this is equal to restrain. As you can see, these plus signs are a way to express the combining of the blocks together to lead the thinking and visualization to the right directions. And equal signs are basically to convey an outcome of the blocks, carrying over a single idea or combinations of ideas and um, lead them to the oh man, my brain just went out. But it just leads to the overall outcome of these two ideas combined together equals this idea of restraint. And this is what he's exactly doing right here.
Once we have a thumb, they can't rotate their hand back through to defend the armbar, so we can switch straight.
Okay.
The thumb, they can't rotate their hand back through to defend the armbar, so we can switch.
Equals option cancel 2. This block means, because you see a number 2 in front of it, it means that at this point your opponent or your partner who you're rolling with, their option to get this arm out to escape is canceled because this is way too far. This is almost like it's already too late. You know what I mean? And so that's why I use this block to kind of explain that idea.
Switch straight to the armbar.
So at this point, he has everything in lockdown.
Hand back through to defend the armbar, so we can switch straight.
He goes, okay, from here, he obviously just attacks. Take opportunity equals attack. And that's literally it for the video. I mean, I think so far right here, it's overall the demonstration is over. But hey, let's see what happens if he adds another variation or whatever, or he's just going over the whole sequence all over again.
So the armbar start to hit him and pull the hand back.
Okay, that slap down to the mat kind of freaked me out. It just made me felt like he broke it or something. I don't know.
Some guys will jump, be a bit quicker, and what they'll do is they'll let go of their hip before they secure the thumb, and they'll rotate their thumb back towards us here. And here, we're going to lose everything. They might even pass off this grip. So what's key is keep your hip, because that's stopping their hand rotating here. So keep your hip. Some guys will jump, be a bit quicker, and what they'll
Okay, through 16. Okay. Situation number 2. So 216 will continue off. Again, situation blocks are used as a way to indicate different type of scenarios and application that a technique can be used. So, since there's like a scenario where your partner or your opponent is doing this kind of thing right here, yeah, it's good to know to take notes of it right here. So I'm going to make another linking block. I'm going to do a step 1 block. And linking block is from situational 1, from here, dash, step 8. Dash, I think it's every block. So I would type EB for every block. Oh.
do is they'll let.
Okay, yeah. Very common to equals anticipate my opponent equals jump. Okay, jump up plus move forward 2 equals make harder 2. So what I wrote is continue from linking block, this linking block from here to here. It's very common if your opponent knows what he's doing or he's just kind of being an idiot, whatever's the case. You're anticipating your opponent to jump up, meaning jump up with his butt up, and move forward towards. So he can kind of either roll around or alleviate this pressure or try to get this arm to wiggle out or do whatever he can to move forward to put as much pressure in some way to help him escape. I mean, that's literally the idea I'm coming up with right now as I'm looking at this.
Go with their hip before they secure the thumb, and they'll rotate their thumb back towards us here.
Make harder equals the goal. 2 equals object cancel. So, yep, if they're able to rotate their thumb to look at you, then the armor is a no-go. I mean the Choi bar.
And here, we're going to lose everything. They might even pass off this grip. So what's key is keep your hip, because that's stopping their hand rotating here. So keep your hip until you grab the meat of their thumb. Then you secure the other hand.
Oh, okay. Now I'm thinking more closely now.
So keep your hip until you grab the meat of their thumb.
Two 237. Let's see. IMP? Oh, wait. Chưa? Chưa mà, chắc 20 phút nữa. Hai chục phút nữa Choi anh làm livestream sao? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well. Anyways. Importance. So what's important again? Yep. Yeah. Do first, I guess. DF. Do first. Hold on. Let me just make sure. Yep, DF is do first. Okay. Sometimes I make so much blocks. Sometimes it's kind of hard to keep track. Sometimes I make duplicates or just use the same block but different purposes. And it's always kind of good to have a catalog of all of them saved on my phone so I can always use that as reference, if just in case if I forgot what each individual block means. But so far I have the most memorized, but sometimes there's hiccups here and there. So that's do first, important do first, and that is to, yep, make a nothing block right here. Go here, and which block is it? Right here at the second block. To B. Oh, sorry there. Okay.
Then you secure with the other hand on the same position. You start to hit forward. Sometimes guys will roll here, stay tight, pulling their thumb, feet back towards you, and start to elevate your
244. Hmm. Three. Wait, hold on. Very common. 2 equals. Hmm. Okay, so step 1. Okay, hold on. My brain just went again. Okay, so we're continuing on from situation 2. Okay, that's where I am thinking right now. Situation number 2, step 1. Step 1. And let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot this one thing. It's been a while, guys. Hold on. Let me just section 1 dash 2B. Okay, so sections right there. So, this is first section, this is second section right here. So, we always starts off, the first section is always the first line of code. So, this is the first section since it has the step block in front of it, and the second section is the section with not, like, it doesn't have a step block in front of it. So this would be 1, 2, this, and that's there how it works. Hopefully that'll make sense. But overall, in the future, if you guys find this video and or watch one of my live streams, hey, take this question and ask me about it. Hmm. Let's see. At the fourth block. So let's continue the idea at the fourth block. Plus anticipation equals roll over 2. So they're rolling over equals change planes equals take opportunity equals continue from there equals attack. Okay, that's how I would describe this.
That thumb, feedback towards you, and start to elevate your hips. All right, so just running through that move one more time.
So he's running through that move one more time.
Back of their shoulder, and it's real heavy. Shoulder.
Okay, I think that's really it for the video. Overall, thanks. Well, if you ever come from this, come across this live stream and watched it, hey, thanks for watching. But yeah, I'm starting to live stream now, guys. So if you found this video, I hope you guys would join me on the next one. So yeah, I mean, over here I have this chat right here, this chat box. So if any of you guys want to like, have a debate or talk or whatever, have any questions, then I'm totally down for it. So overall, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. So see ya. Thanks. Actually, wait, before I go, actually, wait, actually, before I go, let me show you guys how I review the code first, just to like show you guys how this works. So this is an Anki flashcard that I use. It's an application. It's a memory application course, and this is how I layer it out. In the front of the card is the name of the YouTube channel. This is the source and name, and this is the code I wrote it for it. What I converted it to. And once I finally fully convert all of this information, I add this to my queue. Of course, now it's in my queue now. So I get out this. And hold on. It's not. Okay, hold on. Let me just pop it open. Options. Okay. New card per day. Okay, okay. Okay, so study now. So whenever this card happens to pop up for review, I immediately start um I immediately reveal the back of the card, not the answer, but the back of the card. So once I reveal the back of the card, um, I immediately start trying to decipher and read the code. If I have a successful review of being able to read and decipher the code that I find satisfying enough, then right here on the bottom, right here, um, just say right here, if it was good, right? If I have a good review of being able to recall the information of what these code means, then I press good and it'll come back tomorrow. Or if it was super easy, the moment I look at this, I'm just breezing through it. I say it's easy. I'll come back 3 days later. But if I got it wrong, then I would click on this button right here, on the again button. I realize you can't see, but you can see these 3 buttons right here, right? If it's hard, I'll come back a day later. There's some sort of algorithm that I set the card in a way where it works kind of like this way. But just bear with me. I mean, if it's hard, it'll come back tomorrow. If it's good, it'll come back tomorrow. But if I get it completely wrong, it'll come back 15 minutes later. And in the future, I'm pretty confident that I can get this card to like 1 day, 100 days, or a year, or 2 years. And once I reach to that level of my reviewing process, I think I can still recall the information of this card, even if I don't see it to a point where I don't see it in a year. And I find that this way of reviewing the information, I find it very good in long term. That I don't really have to worry about losing the information that I just memorized. It could be weeks to months to even years. It wouldn't matter because this method will make sure, this spaced repetition method of this Anki flashcard will make sure I won't forget it in the long run. But overall, yeah, let's just run through it. so I can to show you guys that I can recall information of this code. So first on the code, you're starting at the half guard position right here. Once your opponent is kind of moving forward, adding too much pressure where they're going over you, you're gonna take opportunity to close the position, meaning you're gonna clasp your arms together, not this way, but in a wrist to wrist way, which is just what this means right here. Warning, not strong is less than more stronger. That's what's to indicate it. Sweet spot, ideal. That means that the higher you're up in the position of their shoulder, the better. It's more ideal. That's why I use that block for. You're gonna pull towards from there at step 3, keep pressure, hold down, take away, hold position. And doing this way will you keep your opponent down and restrained. It's not gonna give them any wiggle room to escape. And you're gonna hold the position, and it's from here, yeah, that's what it means. Step 4, take opportunity, let go, move back. That means you're gonna scoot your butt back a little bit, let go. And with your right leg, as I can kind of visualize in my head while reading this code, you're gonna go over at step 5, go around, go over, sweet spot, keep safe. So you're gonna go around their head, go over to their back of their shoulder, keep safe, prefer position. So you're starting to be in this good position line. Take opportunity, go over, sweet spot, go around, and from here you're gonna weave your leg through, your foot under towards their hips, and go deep. Oh no, never mind. Wrong one. So once forget that. That's step 7. So step 6 is take opportunity, go over, go around. You're gonna flatten them out, and while you're kind of going around their arm, you're gonna let go of your grip and lock with your left leg towards their hip, so they can't um, go anywhere. Right? You're gonna replace that grip that you have wrist on wrist with a grip on hip. This is better, more pressure, frustrate. Then you're gonna go under, weave that foot under, deep as you can towards the other side of their hip, and it's gonna be more secure, prepare. Then from here, you're gonna go over, keep safe. You're gonna grab their thumb, their wrist right there to keep them from turning to escape. And this is when you take opportunity to attack, doing the Choi bar. Um, from here, very calm. If your opponent is, in situation number 2, your opponent is moving forward and they're making heavy, making it harder for you to finish that Choi bar, and they're trying to wiggle their arm out. Is this gonna be an idea that it's important to keep that thumb from rotating to the side towards your face? You want that thumb rotated away from you. And from here, this continues the idea that if my opponent rolls over, I can still follow them and finish off with the traditional armbar position. So that's the reviewing process. So anytime this card pops up into my flashcard queue, I immediately reveal the back of the card and start trying to read the cipher code. So if I believe in my own judgment that I was able to successfully read and decipher this code, then I would say it's good. Okay? And I would say, good. Now, tomorrow, when it comes again, I do this process all over again, and it builds up. Eventually, it'll come 3 days, then 10 days later, it'll show up, and then eventually, over time, yeah, it will eventually reach until a year later. I won't have to review that card. But if I get wrong one time, then it'll go back to day 1 again, where I'll have to rebuild my way back up to 1 year. And this is a good process. It ensures that the cards that I am having the most struggle with will be the first cards in front of the line to work with. And the cards that I'm having the easiest time with, of being able to read and recall the information like that, will be, not as priority. So they'll show up, a year later, or, yeah, months or a year later. But anyways, guys, that's literally how it works. But anyways, that's it for the video. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next live stream. So, peace out.